Money, money, money. Man, does it make the world go round, round, and round. Or so you would think, especially in America, where I know the cost of living is quite a bit higher than it is here in the Philippines. And people are constantly trying to make more and more money, do something to build themselves up, to build their future up, and all that great stuff. You go in America, you go to a place like Starbucks and you pay, what is it, $8 to $10 for a latte or whatever it is you get at Starbucks. I didn't really drink at Starbucks much in the USA. Or you go to McDonald's and buy a sausage, egg, cheese, biscuit, whatever. And for my friends in the Philippines, a biscuit in the USA is different than biscuits that are here. Biscuits here are what we would call cookies in the USA. Biscuits in the USA, I can't think of anything that would be the equivalent here, to be completely honest with you. And I think part of the reason is that biscuits are made in ovens, and so not many Filipinos have ovens. That's probably why there's no biscuits here, but that's neither here nor there. In the USA, I would spend quite a bit more on daily experiences than I would here in the Philippines. Today, I'm going to talk about some of the things I spend my money on every day in the Philippines. This video isn't going to be about my monthly expenses like my rent and things like that. I went over that before. That's for a totally different topic. These are just daily things that I buy in the Philippines that I feel like make my life a little better and more comfortable. Of course, before I get into the video though, guys, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button down below, because you liking and subscribing is the best way to support the videos that I do. It's the best way to ensure that I'm able to continue to make these videos for you guys. Let's push for 2,000 followers. And you all know me, I'm Jesse. I like to talk about all things travel, living in the Philippines, and being Catholic. And today, we're going to talk about the things I spend on every day here in the Philippines. Typically, every day, I try to buy at least 1 to 2 energy drinks. Now, I know that that's not quite healthy for me. I know I'm going to get people on here who tell me I need to slow down on the energy drinks, especially as I get older. I'm not as young as I used to be. But in the military, many of my military friends will tell you the same thing. A lot of us lived off of energy drinks, terrible coffee, and nicotine. That's how we stayed awake and alive. But here, I try to buy at least 1 to 2 energy drinks, and it depends on what I'm in the mood for, on how much they are. Sometimes I like to buy Sting. Sting is an energy drink that they sell here in the Philippines. It's a very sweet energy drink. It has a lot of sugar in it, but it's also the energy drink that most people are telling me to be careful with, that there have been reports on bad things happening to people's bodies because they drink too many Stings. Sting is very cheap. It's 25 peso at 7-Eleven. 25 peso is like 50 cents. Not even that, it's like 40 cents in US dollars. And that makes it even more appealing because I'm not paying too much for an energy drink. The energy drink tastes amazing. I can eat food, I can do anything and drink a Sting and feel great. I've even used Sting to help chase alcohol when I'm just in the mood for it. Sting and Tanduay go great together. I remember one time my fiance's uncles, there's 2 of them, and there was me, and we got some Sting and we got some Tanduay Light, and we put it together and we called it Sting Plus. So we did things like that, just because we could. I would not recommend buying as much Sting as I do, and I certainly don't recommend drinking Sting with alcohol. But it is a cheap energy drink that I go for. There's also Monster energy drink. If I want to go for something without sugar, I go for the sugar-free Monster energy drink, which is more of an energy drink than Sting, because Sting, a lot of energy drinks are basically just soda with extra caffeine. Like Red Bull, I wouldn't consider Red Bull an energy drink. I would consider Monster an energy drink because it has those weird little words on them that help give you energy. I don't know what it's called, like Garine and all that stuff. That is what I would consider an energy drink. Those cost around 90 peso. So they're actually just slightly cheaper here than they are in the USA. They're less than They're about $1.75 here. And I think the last time I bought a Monster in the USA, it was a little over $2. I don't know if the price has changed since then though. This was 2 years ago, and I've heard that prices have been fluctuating. Some people are saying things are going up, some people are saying things are going down. I don't know, I'm not there. So it's just slightly cheaper here, not very much though. And I think that's because it is imported into the country, so it's gonna be a little more expensive. That's something I usually buy every day, at least 1 to 2 energy drinks. I try to go with Monster, but sometimes I just like the flavor of Sting. Number 2, I always buy something from a restaurant. Now I know that's not healthy either. However, for my American friends, when I say a restaurant, I usually mean a Filipino restaurant, not like McDonald's, not like the main franchises. I mean like a restaurant that is basically part of a Filipino's home. So usually their food is cooked to order, and it's quite a bit healthier than if you go to McDonald's and get a burger and fries. So maybe like sisig or sinigang, something like that. I usually get that once a day. Sinigang is one of my favorites to get if I'm wanting to eat a little more healthy, because with sinigang, I don't add in hot sauce and I don't add rice to that. And it's so good. It's a soup-based food that has pork and some veggies in it. And they use vinegar, I think. And it's just really good. It's got that sour flavor to it that is so perfect that it doesn't need anything else for it. I couldn't even tell you how much that cost me in peso or US dollar, because I get it and then I give them the money and I leave. I think it's less than 100 peso. Let's say for the sinigang might be 70 peso, 80 peso, somewhere around there, which is $1.20 at most. Not bad at all, very cheap. But of course, it's just soup with pork and some veggies tossed in. And I don't get rice with it. I like it. I think it's a really good dish, but it's not just sinigang that I get. That's just one of the common ones I get if I want something a little light and a little more healthy than if I got adobo or sisig. And then I add in hot sauce and things like that to make it taste better. Give it a spicier flavor because I love my spice. Then of course with transportation, I will typically get a trike if I want to go somewhere and I don't want to walk. The trikes, to get around town, it's like 20 peso. I usually get 50 though, 50 to 100 because, I mean, 20 peso. I don't even like to carry change. I only like to carry bills. I prefer to carry card, but unfortunately in the province, nowhere in the province accepts cards. The only way you can use a card in the province is if you go to an ATM and get money out. That's the only way. So 20 cents or 20 peso is, man, 55 peso is $1. I couldn't tell you. 20 peso is what, 30 cents maybe? It's very cheap and it gets you anywhere in town really. But I usually pay 50 to 100 peso just because, you know, I don't, for one, I don't have 20 peso typically. And for two, if I gave them 100 peso and they need to give me change back, then I would have to carry change. And I don't like to carry change. And plus, it's nice to just do that because why not? 100 peso is just under $2. 50 peso is just under $1. And a lot of them are so appreciative of it. I remember one guy when I was in Boracay, he took me from station 2 to my hotel and he said it would be 250. And I knew that was right because they had done that same price for my fiance before. And because I realized he was not going to try to cheat me because I was the only one at the time and I'm a white guy, I thought he might try to cheat me and make me pay more. He didn't. I gave him 500 peso. He was so happy. He was like, oh, it's so much. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Because to me, 500 peso in US dollar, for how long it took for us to get to the hotel, that would have been so cheap. You know, it was a 20-minute drive, a taxi. 20-minute taxi drive is not just going to be $10. So, you know, I do that kind of stuff. But yeah, the price of trikes are very cheap here. And it's one of the things that I use throughout the day if I go out somewhere. If we go to the market, some of the things that I get is pork, beef, some type of fish, chicken, and shrimp. Per kilo, I think pork is 200 per kilo. And you get to choose what part of the pork you like. And of course, I'm a big guy. My fiance likes the fat part too. So we usually get the fat part. And they know it's there. But sometimes they give us extra just because we typically give tips. And then the beef is the same, but I think actually beef might be $2.50 a kilo. It's a little more expensive, but same thing. They'll give us extra if there's a lady that's not around. There's a lady there that's a little strict, but if she's not around, they sneak us in some extra, again, because we like to give tips. We're kind to people. We try to do good where we can. Chicken was maybe 200 peso a kilo. I'm not entirely for sure about the chicken because we don't buy that one often. But I like to get a chicken breast. I'm a chicken breast guy because that's where all the meat is. And then the fish is even less expensive. I think the fish is like 150 a kilo. I think fish is so cheap here because it's so easy to go out and fish and catch a lot of fish because, I mean, the Philippines is surrounded by the ocean. It's probably why the fish is so much less expensive. Per kilo, yeah, it's about 150, I think. That's good. And then shrimp I know for sure shrimp is 250 per kilo because out of all of what we get, shrimp is usually the one that I'm around because there's not a lot of people, so I can walk with my fiance and help her pick out the shrimp and stuff. And so I hear them say 250 peso. Now, of course, that comes off of the market. So for my American friends who like to buy their frozen shrimp that's already peeled and deveined, it's not like that here in the Philippines. You get the shrimp fresh off the market, you wash it, you peel it, you devein it, you do all that stuff yourself. But it's cheap compared to the fresh prices that you would get in America. I think in America, what was shrimp? For my American friends, correct me if I'm wrong, the prices may have changed. What was the price for fresh shrimp? Not frozen, fresh. It was like, was it $11 or $12 a pound? And then I couldn't even tell you what the price of the fresh beef and chicken and pork was because at the time, well, before I was in the military, at the time I was too poor to even bother to look at it because it was just too much money. So that's what we would get at the market as far as meats go. We also get vegetables throughout the day, like tomatoes or lettuce or onions, all together with the vegetables and things like garlic, like the spices. We might pay 300 altogether, maybe 400. And that's a lot of vegetables too. The vegetables are very, very, very cheap here. If I was a vegetarian, man, I could eat like a king here every single day because the vegetables, they're decently priced. They're much cheaper than they are in America. And when I say I spend 300-400 peso, I mean, we have bags full of vegetables with that much money. So the fresh vegetables here, they're good. They're not very expensive. And sometimes we run out of water in our water container that you definitely want to use when you're in the Philippines. You don't want to drink the sink water. That costs 25 peso per container, but we pay 30. Now, when I say container, I don't want to say gallon. I don't know why people here call it a gallon. It's not a gallon of water. It's a lot more. It's more like 10 gallons or maybe 10 liters. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's a lot of water. So we don't typically have to refill that every day, but it is something that I do add into daily expenses just in case because hydration is very important. A hydrated mind is a powerful mind. So that's an expense that we add and it's not much. We give an extra 5 peso. The guy, he's always so happy. I mean, it's just 5 peso, but you know, it's okay. I don't go to coffee shops much here. I just buy energy drinks. I make my own coffee because most of the coffee here is instant coffee and I just don't like instant coffee that much. I like to make my own coffee. I use my own filters and I'd like to get coffee beans and crush them by myself and make my own coffee. But instant coffee is just not my thing. I can't handle it as well as just regular good coffee. Honestly, I think that's it. That is literally my daily expenses. And some of those things I don't even get daily. Obviously, I'm not going to get all those meats daily, but at least once a week we do get all of that. Same with the vegetables, but typically we do go to the market every day to get some type of vegetable. And that's it. I mean, when you add it all together, it's like maybe $20. And I don't want to even say $20 a day, because most of that comes from the meat that we buy for food, which we typically get once a week. So it's less than $20 a day, and you can live here quite comfortably. Now, before I go though, I want to point out that just because I'm living here comfortably, it doesn't mean that Filipinos are living here comfortably. And I know y'all have heard me say this so many times before, but Filipinos don't have a lot of money. That's one of the reasons why my fiance and me give bigger tips. Even Americans that come here don't typically give tips that big. But we know, because we see how people are struggling here, and we don't want people to struggle. We don't like that. Her and me both knows what it feels like to struggle. Just because I'm living here now and I'm doing good, and just because I was in the military, I did good in the military, doesn't mean that I didn't have a hard life either, especially as a child. In fact, my life was very hard as a child, and so much so that even my fiance was shocked at how bad it was. And at times, he knew that I had it worse than she did, and she was here in the Philippines. And we don't want to see other people go through that, and if we can help, we do. That can be the lesson of the day, is if you can help somebody, it doesn't just have to be with money, it can be with anything. Do something kind for them, help them, make their day better. You will never know what people are going through until you actually talk to them, because all of us are going through struggles. All of us are going through hard times. Be that light for someone, because you might be the only light they'll see. As always, guys, know that y'all are valuable, that you matter. God bless.